Hey friends, this is Heather here from Prosperity Flow Coaching, and I want to welcome you back to the Build a Better Business video series. This week we are going to talk about your roadmap, your plan, where you want to be versus where you are. So if you've just discovered these videos, welcome. It is great to have you. I hope you're finding these videos helpful, full of tips and tricks to help you build that business of your dreams. I keep talking about building the business of your dreams, and that's my hope for you. I post a new video every Wednesday on topics that are designed to help you be more successful. So don't forget to subscribe, and that way you won't miss out on any. Also, if there's something you're struggling with in your business, or just something you're interested in, or something you want to learn more about, please feel free. Leave me a comment below the video or send me a message. I'm always working to try and make these videos useful and helpful for you. So you need to let me know on what would help you the most. That would be great. So we are full into summer. There is no denying it. It's July. We have heat warnings. Everyone's wondering why they complained about the cold weather. A huge thunderstorm went through. I don't know if you saw it. It was crazy. And don't try to deny complaining about the cold weather. So if you're like me and you don't have central air, you're trying to get by with this little air conditioning unit that can't quite cool your house, you may start catching yourself wishing that it was winter just every now and again, just for a break. Maybe a cool breeze, something just to give you a little fresh air. But really, summer is awesome, right? It's short and it's fast, and we always love it when it gets here. We get to go camping, we get to go swimming, we get to go on road trips, whatever your summer is for you, beaches, all of the fun things we get to do outside. This year, more than ever, you may find that your vacation might end up being a road trip, since we're not really flying anywhere these days. There's limitations on what we can do. So when you decide to go on a road trip, what is the very first thing that you do? Besides who's coming with you or not coming with you. The very first thing you decide is where you're going, right? So when you're deciding where you're going, you're like, this is where I'm going to go. Even if it's one of those trips where you don't have a specific, super concrete, step-by-step, minute-by-minute agenda, you at least know where you're going to go. You might have this trip where you go, we're going to start out here, we're going to go over there, but you have a general plan. This is how you can think of your business. So you may have been in business for a while, maybe you're brand new, maybe you haven't even started. Wherever you are, do you know where you're headed? Do you know where you're going? Do you have a plan? Do you have a destination planned? It doesn't have to be a final destination, but at least a destination of where you're headed for. Now, what do I mean? Well, think of it in context of a road trip. Let's say we want to go to Halifax. I lived in Halifax. It was great. But let's say we want to go to Halifax and we want to go via Montreal, maybe do a little sightseeing on the way, maybe pop over to PEI on the ferry, drive back on the bridge. Totally recommend that, by the way. So we know we'd like to make it to Halifax. So we plan. How far away is it from where we are now? How many days or weeks does it take on average to get there? Determining, what's our rate of speed going to be? How long are we going to spend in each place that we get to? Is there construction along the way? Stuff that you're going to encounter, like life, on the way of where you're trying to get to. Now, for your business, where are you planning to go? So we're going to switch this over to business. Where are you planning to go? Where would you like to end up and say, let's just say 1 year from now? 1 year from now, wherever you are in your business, have you thought about where you want to be in 12 months? And I know that there's a lot of unknowns. There's always unknowns, but you gotta have a plan in place. And then think, okay, 3 years from now, where would I like? So if I get to my 1 year goal, then 3 years from now, where do I want to be? And you can even project out 5 years, maybe 10 years. If you haven't considered where you're headed, well, you could end up anywhere, right? Or maybe you could end up nowhere. So let's use a massage therapy as an example. Someone who's been working for a large clinic, we're going to run through a quick example. Someone who's been working for a large clinic knows they can make more money if they work for themselves. And they also get to take control of who they see and when they work, right? So we make a plan. So let's say 1 year from now, wherever you are, you've decided you want to leave a clinic. You want to have your own small clinic. Let's say you want to have 3 massage therapy rooms. You want a little fitness yoga room, So even now, in the circumstances of COVID and restricted physical distancing, there's still opportunities. You can still build a business. And it's the best time to plan. It's the best time to plan because you've got free time right now, theoretically. So, and this isn't going to last forever, right? So you want to be ready when things start to open up. So plan for the future. So you want to have your own space. Check. You figure out how many days a week do you want it to be open. How many days a week are you going to not work? You got to plan that in. Otherwise, your work becomes your life and you hate it. You've got to plan it like it's a job, even though you own it. This is when I'm going to work and this is how I'm going to work. You can figure it out. You start to research real estate, start to create cost plans on what it's going to look like to get ready, what the operating costs would be on a regular basis. How many therapists do you think you would need if you wanted to be open this many hours and be able to offer this? Who are your customers going to be? How much money? Go back to those previous episodes that I filmed on figuring out how much money do you need to make as your baseline. And this is where we start the planning, right? How much money do you want to make ultimately? Having a goal is super important. So how much money do you want to make each year? And then how long is it going to take you to get ready? Because there's always the pre-opening time. And then how long till your revenues start to ramp up? How are you going to market yourself? Where are you going to find your customers? Yes, there are unknowns. You're not going to know all of the answers 100% concrete. And even if you know the answers 100% concrete, stuff can still happen. So all planning is getting your best picture of what it's going to look like, how you're planning for it to look, milestones along the way. So, the first thing I need is to secure a real estate spot. And then you build your plan out to your first year when you're open and operating. And everything's fabulous for the most part. So you start to map out how you want your clinic space to look, how you want your business to grow. If you want to become, say, even larger, maybe you want to end up 10 years from now being a franchise. Look at some of these massage franchises. They're exploded and everywhere because there is demand for it, right? So you've got something that's in demand. So each step you take, you project out. You've got your long-term goal, whatever that is. If it's too much for you to think of long-term, start with a year. So you've got your steps that are going to get you through to that first year. Ideally, when you've got your first year figured out, you've already got some idea of where you're going to go after that. So when you get to the end of the first year, you're going to start adding more steps in. Knowing that stuff is going to happen, you still should plan your route. You would never say, well, I'm going to go to Halifax, but I'm not going to plan how I get there in case there's construction on the way, in case I get a flat tire, in case I need, a car tune-up. You would still plan out how you're going to get there and how long you think it's going to take to get there. So when you're thinking about all this, some of your research can include, research the real estate. There's lots on the internet. You can research successful clinics around you. You're not going to be able to find tons of, they're not going to tell you how much they pay in rent, maybe, unless you know them. They might. But you can get a look at their clinic, see how they operate. You can look at clinics that aren't doing well. That's sometimes more interesting, right? About how they are struggling and helping you avoid their mistakes. So plan where you want to be and start your journey. You can figure all of this out. But the best thing for you to do is start to set a goal and start to figure out where you want to be. Because then you are in control of your destiny, right? Setting your plan, setting your goal, and starting out on your road. This is something that I help people with. I help people whether they're in the I don't know where I'm going phase, or they go, I know where I'm going to go, but I don't know how to get there. I need someone to help me with the map. All of those things, I can help with those. If you need some help figuring out your map, please contact me. Feel free to contact me. I would love to chat with you. Initial consultation is free. And that's it for me today. I hope you're staying cool. I hope you're staying healthy. I hope you're staying well. I am Heather. Thank you for watching this video. Remember, you can always go back and check out the ones you missed. And if you wanted to know more about the costing one, check out the episode, the trilogy on figuring out the costing of everything and how to figure out how to make the money you want to make. As always, I am the owner of Prosperity Flow Coaching, Heather. I help health and fitness professionals build the business of their dreams Stay well, my friends. Take care, and I will see you again next week.